So you grew up playing basketball.
Right.
Did you play soccer as well?
So, yes, when I was a kid, I played soccer. I actually was a better soccer player than basketball player. But, I just felt passionate about basketball.
Yeah.
Right.
And so how long did you play basketball for?
Until I was 18. So I had my dream originally was to actually become a professional basketball player.
Wow.
Even get a chance to play semi-pro.
Wow.
But it just didn't work out. Maybe I was not good enough.
Yeah.
At the same time, I got injured. So it was back and forth trying to play it and then injured for 6 months. And they come back since I was 15 to 18.
Okay.
So then is when I was like, okay, I need to stop. And I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And that when the dream just crumbled, I was like, what do I do with my life now?
Yeah.
And that's kind of when I started to like, I don't know what to do. And my family, a lot of them live here. They're like, well, why don't you just go over there and try to figure it out? It's not like you're doing something really amazing here. So I just go over there and figure it out.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense, actually, because a lot of times when people you have a dream when you're very young, or like you're an athlete, right? And that's always the dream if you're really good at sports, right? It's like, I want to be a pro athlete. But when that dream ends, you kind of come to like a identity crisis. You're like,
totally.
Right? You're like, my whole life I've been doing this and this was my dream. What do I do now? Right?
Right.
So that was kind of what triggered you to come to the United States, was you kind of were trying to
part of it.
Part of it. What was the other part of it?
So when I was 19 years old, I started dating this girl and I realized, I really like her. It's not like I want to get married or anything, but that probably is going to happen in the future.
Right.
So I do have to think about my future. So what would that be? And not knowing, then I'm like, well, I don't have a really good job down here. Maybe she just go and try it out there and figure it out.
Okay.
That was, the two factors that motivated me.
So it was basically an opportunity, a bigger opportunity for you.
I was looking for a bigger opportunity, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if your family members down there think about it this way, but when people go from here to there, they have a lot of dollars to spend.
Yeah.
So you're always thinking, everybody makes money here, so I'm just going to go over there. And they start telling you, they make this much an hour. They make this or that. Or you're like, wow. You start counting in your head, translating into pesos. And you're like, whoa, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So then you just, in your head, you want to come.
Yeah.
Not knowing what the reality is here.
Yeah. It's basically how it was, like, coming from the Philippines. Like, everybody looks at America as like, oh, yeah, you're going to be rich. Just go over there and be rich. And you come here, you're like, you got to go to work, too.
Yeah.
You got to have an education, go to work.
Yeah. Then the reality sinks in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we had Hatem, our videographer, on the podcast a couple podcasts ago. And he was telling a story, and he said he thought when he came here it was going to be the same thing. Like, everything's successful. Like, money's just easy.
No homeless people.
And then he's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And he got stuck kind of in the American nightmare, which like a lot of immigrants do, like just working like crazy, no life. And like you said, if you come from Mexico, and maybe you're not like, because there's a lot of very successful people in Mexico, very wealthy. They don't need to go nowhere. But then there's kind of like that middle, or like the very poor. Or if you come here and you're making, let's just say $10 an hour, they used to make $7 a day in Mexico. So $10 an hour is like, 8 times more than what they were making, right? So it does make a difference, right?
Right.
And then not only that, there is a lot more opportunity here. There's a lot more things you could do. Obviously, you're an entrepreneur. We'll talk about that later. But, becoming an entrepreneur in the United States is probably more open. And is it easier here, would you say, than in Mexico, or is it kind of the same?
Really, I have no way to compare it. I didn't try it down there.
Okay.
So
there you go. Hey, at least you're honest, right?
Yeah, I didn't try it, so I'm not sure exactly how hard it is. But I would assume it's not easy.
Yeah.
It might be easier here. I think the power for you to acquire something here is easier than other places.
Yeah.
You can buy a lot of things with what you make in a day or in a month or something. Yeah.
We're also a capitalist society too, so I think I know NAFTA changed Mexico a lot, but the United States is built on capitalism, entrepreneur. Basically, whoever wants to come here and bust their butt and go after it, they'll get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
And so that's kind of like maybe that makes it a little bit easier.